Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell, get all the updates. That's it for today's video. So I'm doing a different local place today. This is 9 Pin Cidery. It's light cider. It's cocktail inspired. It's Mimosa. So it's a Mimosa inspired hard cider. Coming in at 3.8% ABV. They use 100% New York State apples. This can is 100 calories. Let's see about it. Low calorie, low alcohol New York cider inspired by your favorite classic cocktails. Yeah, so they had a mule on draft. So I went there with Keith when he was in town. Just something like, being, beer guys. I'm like, well, let's, go to a cidery. We had been talking about hard cider. And I'm like, well, there's a cool local hard cider or place we could go check out. So we went there and I saw the mule and they're like, yeah, it's part of this pack. So it's Mimosa, mule. I forget the third one that's in there. Might even be a fourth one. I think it's just three. But anyway, so I was like, yeah, I'll just grab that pack. That sounds good. And my wife and I love mules and like 9 Pins. So I'm like, yeah, that way she'll like trying these too. So anyway, that's why I grabbed them. Enjoy each cider on its own or add an ounce of your favorite liquor for an easy to make cocktail. It's kind of a neat idea. And being a lower ABV, I wanted the lower alcohol, but it's kind of cool. It's low alcohol, and then you could add the shot. Our Mimosa light cider is crafted with 100% New York apples from Samuscott orchards in Kinderhook, New York, and infused with tangerines. Ingredients: New York apples, water, chicory root. It's interesting. I associate chicory root as like a coffee substitute in flavor. Tangerine sugar contains sulfites. Yeah, having like a little light from the back to read would actually make that a lot easier. I just realized. I've been doing this how long, and I've never thought of that. But yeah, if you're ever in the Albany area, the capital region in New York, 9 Pin is very cool. You can do like a flight of their ciders. They make so many different kinds. They just expanded. Well, from the last time I was there, they expanded their seating area. There's indoor and outdoor seating. New York State just passed that they're going to allow direct-to-consumer shipping for, was it cideries, meaderies, maybe even distilleries? But anyway, let's get into it. Oh, I should look at it. Hazy, looks like a hard cider. All right, let's get into aroma. I mean, definitely still the cider comes through. It's definitely very appley. Yeah, I see the orange. It's orangey with like this little bit of a lemon thing too. For some reason, all that stuff mixed together is making me go a little bit lemony. Not that it smells straight like cinnamon, but it reminds me of my grandmother making like homemade applesauce. I think she would use, no, she didn't use a crock pot. She used a pot on the stove. And it really reminds me of that smell. I walk into her house in the fall and it's like, oh, grandma's making real, homemade applesauce. Like it really is that kind of apple thing. But yeah, again, it's like 90% apple. I get a little bit of that orange and then almost like a lemony thing. See what the taste. Cheers. I do get more orange in the taste. That's nice. There is sweetness to it, but you got just like eating a good apple, to me anyway. Like you got some sweetness, it's got the tartness, crisp. This has all three of those things. Like just like I want in a real apple, this has that. Like it's not the driest one I've ever had, but it's not the sweetest one I've ever had. It's certainly not cloyingly sweet. So depending on what you like, in general, let alone in a cider. My great grandfather used to make cider. Like it's just like cider and me my whole life. Like I said, my grandma making homemade applesauce. Like I love apples, and like I don't know, this is one of those things where it's like you like this, you should drink this kind of stuff more often. Review or otherwise. So that sip, a little bit more of, it's like the compoundingness of the orange. So like I'm getting more of that. It's still unmistakably a hard cider, as it should be, because that's what this is, right? but that orange is like really, it works well with the apples. I don't know, like chicory root, I gotta look it up off camera, because again, like to me, that just is like this coffee thing. Like Dogfish had that chicory stout. Like, actually, they even had a chicory coffee when I was there. I don't get that. Like, I don't know what that is bringing to what I'm experiencing. So I don't know, that just is interesting because I don't get any sort of like coffee thing. But yeah, this is really good. I think my wife is also going to like this. We've made beer mosas before, champagne, and then we'll use something like Omegang's wit beer. So yeah, we not that we've done a mimosa or a beer mosa in a while. I think since my youngest graduated college. But yeah, anyway, this is really good. That got awkward. I made it awkward. You didn't make it awkward. How could you? I made it awkward. Let's wrap this up. Yeah, so another cool Capital Region place, if you're ever in the area, you should check out. I think I'll review probably all of these. That's my plan anyway. But if my wife tries one and really likes it, I'll let her have the whole pack, or the rest of them that are in the pack. Anyway, if you had this before, do you like hard cider? Do you like mimosas? Do you like beer mosas? Anything, everything? Comment section below. Let's get a conversation going. Once you're done doing that, make sure you check me out on Instagram and Untapped. It's No Hype Beer Reviews, both those places. So please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, everyone.